There you go. So today we have Richard Lopes with us. He he is the partner of one potential member of Giga who didn't actually join us, but will at one point. And then I followed him on LinkedIn and found him to be a person that could contribute to the community and share his experience. Let me send you his LinkedIn, and then he's gonna talk a little bit about himself. So, hey, Richard, how's it going?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Thank you for the invitation. I'm really glad to be here. And I hope I could contribute with you with some of my experience.
Nice. It's great to have you here, mate. So, can you tell us about the beginning of your experience as a developer? How did you begin in this world?
Well, sure. So I started under a bachelor's degree at the Federal University of Amazonas. Really a long time ago at 2009. And I really wanted to have experience on other languages, other countries, other cultures, and I started like trying to get into this like I don't know how do we say that, but it's kind of a graduation, but it's
Mm,
you do part of the graduation on the other country, and then you come back and
mm,
finish your graduation here in Brazil. But I couldn't do that due to my score on the university. I needed
mm,
to have a specific score there, but I didn't have that at that time. So I was passing through a hard time at that specific um, semester, and I was with low grades, and I couldn't do that. But that was important on my career because I pushed myself very hard to learn English. I didn't do any like formal courses back then. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I made myself like some script, some study script, so I could like learn the stuff that I thought that I needed.
nice.
And then I started to work here at the Brazilian market, working with started working more like a full stack developer, but
Mhm.
then I started to pick some more specific projects to related to front end, which is my current specialty, and which is actually what I'm working right now as a front end developer. And at and that's how I started like with this like dream to work with international companies, maybe live in another country. And that didn't work at the beginning, but I
Mm.
kept trying, and I could do that.
Nice. So today you work for this company called Wait to Be One, right?
Yeah, I'm working there for 3 months now. It's been very good at working there.
Nice.
Very like I thought that would be like a lot different than for my previous experiences, meaning working with developers from other cultures. I thought that
Hmm.
would be I mean like a huge difference, but there are a lot of similarities with what we do here in Brazil in terms of software development. And I'm working inside this team that is very good with very good like team members. They like have a lot of respect by the fact that I'm not like a native English speaker, so they understand my English. I don't consider my English like being advanced
Hey,
or
it's
anything like
great.
that.
Don't even mention, don't even think of putting yourself down
Really,
that way. It's great English.
that's good for me to hear that, because I thought that my major issue was, okay, I'm not native. I don't consider myself a advanced English speaker, so probably
What?
the thing that will like it's just on our minds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when I started the first day, I noticed that because we can discuss about it, but it before this job, I worked on another company that have some international projects, but it was a long time ago, and I was like, I don't speak English for some time now, so probably it will be my major issue there. But I noticed when I started that I was understanding what they were talking about, and I was able to start to interact with them. Of course, there's some specific vocabulary that I don't have. For instance, when they go like, how did the weekend go? How was your weekend? I did start to speak about it, talking about a lot of stuff that they did, and I did understand
Mm-hmm.
these words, but it's like a learning opportunity on this like non-technical things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a little bit about this company. It's being very good actually.
Nice. So you just had trouble doing small talk. Technical English was in the bag.
Yeah, technical English is I was being able to handle it, and there, because on being a software developer, you need to like have uh to be in touch with like some English words that you need to use inside the programming language. So you already like know some technical stuff. So but there's a small talk that you mentioned, that was the hardest part, because there is no place where you can see like on the code right, that this is small talk thing. So I needed to learn by listening them, and also trying to, I do this a lot. I know that people say, okay, you shouldn't have to translate things on your mind, like being like this real time translation. But I do that a few times, in a few moments on a daily basis. So that helped me a little bit. But I understand when I need to do that's because I don't have much vocabulary on that comes like instantly to me. So I need to translate a little bit, but it works. It works, and I think I learn when I do that. And the next time, probably that I would like talk about that subject again, probably I wouldn't need to do that like translation.
Yeah. I mean, translation does work a lot and does help a lot. And it is a legitimate way of learning a language. And it does help you see the world in different ways. So guys, do you have questions for Richard? Raise your hands and we start asking him questions. I think one question that everyone's gonna want to know here, and like just for more context, Richard, these devs, some of them already work for companies abroad, most of them don't, and they're here to improve their English and their technical English and their network and their positioning to land these jobs. So how was this process for you? How did you find this company? Did they find you? And also, can you tell us the steps that you went through in the selection process?
Sure. So one thing that it's worth to mention at this beginning is it's very different how you find a job in Brazil and how you find an international job. Because at least for me here in Brazil, I live in Campinas, Sao Paulo, here in Brazil. And when I was before the pandemic, I was like working in this company physically, and the way that I I got this job was like being recommended from my colleagues from other companies, and like searching and getting like, for instance, I worked for 5 years on, not 5 years, 1 year in this company called Dayton here in Brazil. And then I started to work on iFood. And at the beginning of the hiring process, they asked me, oh, you worked at Dayton, so we don't need to get into that much stuff on the technical stuff, because we believe in on their hiring process, and we believe
Mm,
on your abilities. So it was like different, and at this point, but for when I was applying on for international opportunities, the first thing that was hard, because it was the fact that most companies don't answer your job applications. I
ghosted.
I bef- yeah, uh, um after I got this job that I am right now, I applied in like I think more than 100 companies. I think 150 companies in order to like get into this company that I'm working right now. And I was in this after like some layoff that I had on my previous company. So I was like, okay, at the same time that I need a job, I don't want to get any job. I want a job that like, okay, this is the job that I want, that have like some job description that matches my profile, or something that they do like the business is more aligned to what I my values, you know. So
You applied for
I
150 companies?
150 companies. I at the the 50 company, I started to fill the applications inside a spreadsheet, so I have like control
Hmm.
over them, like how much I asked for salary for each one of them, because there are there is this the salary range that need to work. So
Hmm.
for some companies, I asked a little bit lower on the lower range, and for some companies on the higher range. So I was controlling, use this spreadsheet, and it was close to 150 companies. And I remember that the first 10 companies that gave me some kind of feedback on my applications. So they answered the email somehow, saying some like, okay, we want to proceed with with your application or something like that. And I remember that I there's two companies, the last two companies, one of them is the company that I'm working right now. And I was very like uncertain about if I should work there, because they
Mm.
also had recent layoff there. And I
Mm.
was, okay, should I go there? And before I decided, they told me, okay, we will close this opportunity, this is not open anymore. And I got like, oh, I really was considering this, but okay, let me go to the second one. And when I was about to start there, the first company just got back and say, okay, we reopened the opportunity, and we want you to work with us. And I almost instantly accepted to work with them. I got very
Awesome.
very happy with their decision. But I was a little bit concerned about how the things went, because okay, after some layoff, a opportunity got closed and then got open again. It's something going on there.
Felt
And but
unstable, right?
yeah, but I accepted. And after joining the company, I had this conversation with some people around there. And one of the people that I had this conversation was with the CTO, and he explained me a little bit about what's going on, and it made sense to me. They are like having some restructuration on their staff, on their managers, on their developers, and they decided to take another direction. It made sense to me. And it's like more, it was necessary in order to get the company more stable. So they wouldn't be able to get stable with the way that they was previously, they were previously. So yeah, that was something that got me. But if you were asking about like what was the most difficult part of it, it was to not receiving answers from those applications. You know, it's a very
Mhm.
frustrating part of the this like process.
I see. Being ghosted. So you just
Yeah,
have to have a process, right? And this is important. Something we have to have in mind as well as mentors of our clients here. Because like guys, you have to apply. Have to apply. There's no, I mean, of course, waiting for recruiters to approach you on LinkedIn, that is nice and that is possible. And this is why we help you improve your LinkedIn. But active applications it's a matter of time. It becomes just a matter of time when you start applying actively, right? And
definitely. And
yeah.
that's so true, because you have multiple ways to like get in touch with an opportunity: active applying, looking for hiring managers on LinkedIn, or you can like someone can give you a recommendation about your job to a company. So you need to like being prepared on multiple ways to get your opportunity. There's also a LinkedIn, having a good LinkedIn. I think that counts a lot on that. So I think that single way of trying to get the opportunity is not valid anymore. You should like, it's better if you go like in multiple ways and try to get your opportunity from those multiple ways instead of relying on a single one.
That's great. Guys, any questions for Richard?
Yeah.
All right.
Please go ahead.
You first,
Marcelo
answer.
first. Marcelo
Answer, go
first.
first.
Yes.
All right, Marcelo first.
Thanks. Hello, Richard. My name is Marcelo, and I have applied for a lot of jobs on LinkedIn, mainly in UK and Ireland. And I don't, I'm not have been ghosted like you say, but every job I have applied, the answer, but with like a standard answers because they don't have a sponsorship for this kind of for that positions. So this is have been a great problem for me, and I want to know if you have been through this kind of situation, and how do you bypass this kind of thing?
You mean like being sponsored to live in another country?
Yeah, actually, not to live in another country because they post on LinkedIn that the job is a remote job, right? But
All right.
just remote for inside the country, okay?
Yeah.
So they asked me if I have a European citizenship, and I don't know yet, but
Mm-hmm.
this has been a problem, and I'm trying to reach some solution for that, like have a company on maybe in Portugal or some kind of LLC in another country that could be I could provide some services, right? But
Mm-hmm.
usually the company answers, uh, I can hire only inside the shining. I forget the name. Inside the European space,
England?
and
All right.
exactly. And I have been this problem, and I don't know how to solve this.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you, man. Because when I was applying, LinkedIn doesn't have a good way to show that remote work is just for a
Hmm.
specific country or a specific region on the United States and other countries too. And that's a thing that's a real problem. So one thing that I at the beginning, I got very frustrated because I didn't know if they accept like remote worldwide or just for a specific country. And one thing that I learned like almost by myself was I wouldn't be afraid to apply. Wouldn't be You shouldn't be afraid to apply. Apply to every opportunity that seems to be a match to your profile, because unfortunately right now LinkedIn is not good at that. And one other thing that I did, I I use not only LinkedIn to find opportunities. I use a lot of other websites for my specific stack, that is JavaScript. So I looked for this website that were specific, or some other website that I paid once. Like I remember this one, Echo Jobs, that I found this company that I'm working on. So uh, and after I find opportunity on that site, I try to find some more details about it. And one thing that is very interesting is that some websites, they do a better job on classifying the opportunities on remote, worldwide, or remote only in United States or remotely only on this specific countries, or like in for each country you have some specific salary range. They are like better on this than LinkedIn. So yeah, it's a problem. And I think that the best way to overcome this is like applying as much as you can and look into other websites, so you can have more information on these other websites than only going on LinkedIn.
Yes. Do you
I think you're
have
muted.
by any chance? I am.
I think Marcelo is
Oh,
talking something, but I think he's muted.
Marcelo, you saying something? Here
Can
you
you
go.
hear him, guys?
No, we cannot hear him.
Okay.
If you have this list of sites, that would be nice to send us, Richard.
I can send to you. I kept the entire spreadsheet just for historical, and I can send some websites to you for sure.
Yeah, you can send
I
me one.
showed that Indeed, I think Indeed.com, using VPN, we can choose some positions. And this is very good, this website. But you need to use VPN.
All right, I'm not sure who's talking, but yeah, indeed, it's a possibility. Um, but I must confess that I didn't use that a lot. I tried to use that, but probably because I wasn't using a VPN. But without using it doesn't like return good results. Just some jobs that are under the salary that I was looking for. That and the salary was a thing too about when I was looking for, because I started to look for jobs without knowing exactly the salary range I was looking for. So after some interviews that I made, that I okay, this probably is the salary range that the market is asking for. So from now on, I should like try to fit my expectations around that range. And if I had this information previously, probably I would like start have a better starting on that than I had.
Cool. And so you didn't answer a question. Marcelo, have another question? If you want to continue.
Yeah, just want just as I was saying, I got a really good response from jobs posted on X.com. Actually, they have they have a new tab on the system, and remoteok.com. It's a really good place to looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually
Nice.
sending you a list to you right now, guys, that I found. That you really should pop the LinkedIn bubble and start looking within other places outside of LinkedIn, right? And those are some of them.
And just before Ansel make his question, I would just ask you guys to take care, not take care, but be careful on Web3 jobs, because there's a lot of scams going on there, and I was victim of one of them. And where there was this like task that he they asked me to do, and you should like download this repository and run this repository inside your machine, so you can implement some stuff inside of some current code. And uh, and I noticed there was some like um obfuscate code there, so it like gets into your machine and gets all your files and sent to some random server. So please be careful on those Web3 jobs out there.
Yeah, thanks for the warning. And so,
Awesome. So the question that I have is when you were looking for specific job requirements, um, some of those international jobs, they will put at the very, very end of the requirements, we're only accepting US applications. Were
Yeah.
you a victim of that? Did that ever stop you from applying to those jobs? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it doesn't have a consistent answer for this. Sometimes I got like frustrated when I saw that, and some other times I will apply anyway. So I try to come up with some keywords. So at the first time that I got into the job description, I try to find this keyword there, like US or UK or remote only, or some those specific keywords, so I could instantly recognizing the opportunity. And if there was like more than 70%, and I just came up with this percentage, but some higher percentage on matching my profile with the opportunity, I would apply. I would more like inclined to apply on that opportunity. So that was more like a gut feeling than like some specific metrics. There are some these keywords and the profile matching, but at the end it was more like gut feeling on, okay, do I want to go to work in this company? If the answer was yes, I would more inclined to apply.
Got it.
Interesting.
Very good. Because I heard that the safest bet for international applicants is mostly LinkedIn, because when you try to go to websites, there are very specific, such as Turing. I don't know if you've heard of this one, but it's
Yeah.
very exclusive to the United States, and the success rate of international applicants finding jobs there is very, very
Mm-hmm.
low. So that's why I decided to ask that, because some companies, they just say this just in order to, try to attract only US applicants, but that's not necessarily um, a stopping point for other
Mm-hmm.
people to apply to. But thank you. That does answer the
Yeah.
question.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Guys, raise your hands. And what would you say, Rich, that changed in the last few years since you got that job? And what would you say, like, if you had to start from scratch now, what would you do?
Okay, what changed? Um I think right now I'm more connected to what I really want to do, what I really want to work, So if
Mhm.
after as I mentioned, I worked at iFood here in Brazil for almost 5 years, and I got a little bit um like in the same place in doing the same stuff there, and
That
I
stuff.
I want to, yeah, exactly, I want to like do something different, like prove myself into a another environment that I'm not used to. And I found some like energy to go into that after I not energy, but you will understand, after the layoff thing. So I already wanted to work into a really international environment, not only like, okay, I do some international jobs, but I have a Brazilian team that I can rely on them if I don't understand something else on the conversation, the meetings. But I really want to prove myself on a complete international environment, and I got energy to do that. And after some time, I spent 2 months looking for a job, and I spent more one extra month before I received my first salary. So it took some time. So, but after these 3 months, I think that I'm pretty sure that I did the right thing. And if I would start again, I would start like coming up with a better plan on how I think planning what you do is essential to get success. You on these times you can like do like okay, I will apply into some jobs, like 10 or 20 jobs, and expect to get a job with this small amount of applications. So that isn't real anymore. At the past, it was real. You could get an international job doing a few applications, not being prepared a lot, or
Hmm.
so not matching most part of the job description. So I think on these days, after the pandemics, things got like more specific. They got more like, okay, we need this kind of professional with these abilities, with this amount of time, on career, like 7 years, 10 years, and etc. So they are very like hard on fitting this requirement. So I would get prepared, like, okay, I would describe myself better. I would like uh study a little bit more the companies that I want to apply, and like understand the requirements, and trying to make some relation with my profile, and try to sell this to them. So if they need some like front end engineer with specific technology, do I know that technology? If I know that technology, that will be the first thing that I will mention a technical interview. So I think I would like prepare myself on getting to the right point on the interview. And yeah, and I think that's it. What I would do differently, but yeah.
Yeah. So just having a process and not being too naive about this process, right? Like just, hey, you do have to do the hard work to get it done, right?
Yeah, exactly that.
All right. So guys, I already sent you guys his LinkedIn here. Did you find it? Did you connect? Let me send it
Feel free
again.
to
Just
connect there on LinkedIn. I'm more than glad to like answer some questions there, or just let connect and make this network happen. I last post that I shared was about some jobs that I found on my network. I post a job on the company that I'm working on for staff engineer on backend using Node.js. So if you know someone that fits this criteria on working on Node.js, please get in touch with me. I can send the application link. So yeah.
yeah. This mention just gave me an idea for a question, Richard.
Mm-hmm. All right.
How uh just a final question and I'll let you go. Um how easier it gets to get a job through networking?
Through networking, I think it got things easier. I must confess that, because if you know someone that knows some opportunity, it's faster. For instance, if they work inside a company, for instance, a few opportunities that came to me came from my LinkedIn networks, like some, like, okay, it was not the majority of the opportunities, but the most like reliable ones. So those that that aren't scams, that are like, the company is like healthy somehow, or they really want, are really serious on hiring good developers, good software engineers. So I think that it's a really good approach on when you're finding a job, for sure.
Yeah. So yes, there's the way of applying extensively, applying to 100, 150, 200 companies. And also parallel to that, you can make key connections of people that need professionals in those companies, and then you can
Hmm.
be referred by them. You can really reduce the competition and the amount of work a lot by creating key
Yeah,
network.
and one thing I like to add is this network doesn't instantly make you like receive opportunities. It could take some time. uh, just for instance, after I got my current job, I got a few like recruiters coming to me and say, okay, I have this opportunity that matches a lot with your profile. Like I received like more than 10 messages after I got hired. And okay, 10 is not big compared to the amount of applications that I did, but they like are really close to my profile. So I think it could take some time in order to get these opportunities, but it's worth it, you know.
Nice. All right, guys. So stay tuned on his profile. I just posted the direct link to the job vacancies that he shared. Are these all international jobs or national jobs?
Some of them are international and some of them are not international. You should like go, at least from the jobs that I posted. Not sure if you're talking about this on chat in the chat.
Yes, the one that I shared. All right. So if you have no further questions, guys, let's wrap up with a picture with Richard.
I have just one.
Okay.
And I will write in on the chat because I can raise my hand in Zoom. I don't know why. So I'm trying to understand about the how can we can be found. You know, sometimes I think the better strategy is it's be found, then you validate and doing trying to a new position and we asking about the position, but do you know if this can be more interesting for us trying to produce content, you know?
Oh, so you're asking how you get visible, you get visibility on
Yeah,
your on okay, I'm looking for a job. How do they know that I'm looking for a job, right?
yeah.
All right. Something that I it works. It just works. You need to use the right keywords on your LinkedIn description and your LinkedIn like section anywhere on LinkedIn. You need, for instance, if you are a backend developer, use the keywords that backend opportunities want. For instance, if you know Java, put Java there, put other technology there. Come with Java, like some database or some cloud technology. Cloud is very hot, at least for the job that the job searching that I did a few months ago. They are asking for like AWS, like Google Cloud, and other like cloud technology. So use the right keywords there, and because hiring managers use LinkedIn Premium a lot, and they have ways to like filter candidates by keywords, and they just place the keywords there, and it increases your chances. That's more like a like passive way of getting visibility. You get ready on your LinkedIn, and there are active ways also, like get in touch with hiring managers, actively looking for jobs, and establishing a network so others can like, okay, I can share this opportunity, and it will appear on your feed, you know, on LinkedIn feed. So I think there are this both approaches, passive approach and active approaches.
Yeah. I understand. I will try to do this in next week. I need I need that.
Good luck, man.
But that's all right.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course, like working on all of the fronts, right? Like on attracting opportunities on LinkedIn, on creating key connections, and also applying actively, you increase your chances of getting a job as fast as possible.
I would like to add 2 cents about the rejection. For example, in my work, we have a hiring flow software, and we have a bottleneck in the book rejection. For example, some jobs we have more than 4,000 applicants, and it causes many operations in the backend. And we also have a artificial intelligence to score the candidate with the role position. And yeah, maybe it's a good idea to read about. And the last thing about work to abroad, mainly in European companies, it's a good thing to know is about the GDPR. After pandemic and after 2018, the GDPR started started in European, and it's a good thing to know about the restriction work from outside of Europe. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thanks for the contribution, Leo. All right. So Richard has to go now, right, Rich? Like it was just
Yep.
30 minutes. Thanks for extending your time with us. And
Sure.
thanks a lot for answering all of our questions. Let's take a little picture and then we are done. All right. 1, 2, 3. Wait, I missed it. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, guys. Thanks a lot for coming. Thanks, Rich, again. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll see you on Monday.
See you
Hey,
guys.
guys.